There we go. Oh, I get a link to that now. Stream health. A 10-second delay there.
It's catching up.
This is still local. I can send you a link here if you want to.
Well, that's fine. I should be able to see it.
Oh, really? It is unlisted, yeah. Sorry,
when the fire's on the basketball, you can't even see the basketball.
It's a ball of fire.
Weren't you putting a basketball hoop like on the back of the house or something?
I haven't yet.
Oh, yeah.
That
would be so good.
I think we can get the controlled throwing in there a little more.
Like, just trying to throw a basketball on fire into a basketball.
Yes.
I could do that for a very long time.
Yeah.
I just sent you a link in Slack there if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's working. Good. Should give everybody in the office a heads up before we start streaming.
Yeah. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Turn the sound down. Okay. Public. So I'm gonna get a link to that. To watching. Okay. Guess that's it. Allison, we're gonna live stream for a couple minutes here.
Alrighty.
Oh, you want to close those? Dark. Close the shades behind us. Maybe show up a little or something.
It's super sick coming home from school, so I'm gonna pack up good one time.
All right.
Should do some work from home.
All right. Gonna be live streaming here, so we'll see you next Tuesday.
Okay, sounds good. Are you already live streaming?
Technically we are. I don't think anybody's in the stream yet. So
Okay.
yeah. So we'll go ahead and get started here. Forrest has to leave in about 5 minutes, but we want to just give you all a quick rundown of what we've added to Cats Fly Helicopters this last week. So yeah. So one thing is we added signs everywhere so you can see a little bit more of what's going on. Our first beta was really rough. There's no tutorial or anything like that yet, so there's more of an actual like sense of what the game is about when you play now. Forrest added this little shed here, and this is going to be like your upgrade zone. So you'll take raw materials into the shed, and then your mom and dad will help craft those into helicopter parts and new helicopters. So it's going to be one of those situations where you go in and it's a lot bigger on the inside. So the story of the game is that you're a young cat from a family of scrap collectors, and so you kind of just have a junkyard here all the time. There'll be like mom and dad working on stuff. Always something interesting to do.
Yeah, this is kind of the starter scrap here that we'll put in the backyard, but this will be a key component of the game is flying around, finding bits of scrap, recycling them, and getting the raw materials, and then using those raw materials to construct parts, and those parts will be what you make the helicopters out of. So.
Mm-hmm. John's been working on the fire system, and I helped out with the NPC behaviors. So what's happening here is I started a fire, and mom and dad are kind of freaking out about it. And fire will spread too, so like it's kind of spreading and going crazy already. I don't know if they're running away or if they're going to get water balloons. I think they're looking for the nearest fire hydrant, and they found this one. So I don't know. The funny thing about this game is that I can't tell you half the time why the NPCs are doing what they're doing. It's just the systems are really complex and we have some bugs, so I'll try to put this fire out here. Mom and dad are just gone.
They both threw their water balloons in the general direction of the fire and then ran away.
Yeah. They're supposed to get close before they throw them. But we're working on new firefighting equipment too. So John has a water bucket that you'll be able to tow with a hoist and drop it. Like fight fires really well, but kind of like the level 1 of that system is these water balloons that you can fill up at fire hydrants. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this out. We have a whole system of like flammability and stuff too. So like grass is more flammable than like a metal machine or something like that, but a metal machine will still burn for a while. Different materials have like amount of fuel too, so like if you light a tire on fire, it's gonna burn for a really long time. So
I was so happy when I started a tire on fire and it started blazing like rubber actually.
Yeah, this is actually really funny. I did this yesterday. I was telling them about this earlier. Where like you can light a thing on fire and then put it in your helicopter and just like transport it. Probably gonna start my helicopter on fire too, but it'll be worth it.
That's really going now.
Toss.
Yeah, you're on fire. There goes the tire.
There goes the tire.
I love that.
The other thing I added is like a stop, drop, and roll. So if you jump and then hold down the jump button again, you can roll, and that'll put out the fire after a while too. So
still going.
Still going, yeah. So let's chase it in there. We added these little smoke puffs and like trails when you run, just as a kind of a feel thing. You can also tap the jump button and flip, and then if you let go at the right moment you'll land on your feet now. So just kind of a thing you can do.
We actually never did a full update on all of the props and things that we had in the backyard either. So.
Oh yeah.
Those have all got proper buoyancy on them now, so they can.
Right.
You can throw them in water and they'll float or not float accordingly.
Yeah, I can demonstrate that here too. So, oh, and the rotor will push things around too. So light objects will kind of get blown around. So I'll just turn on the hoist here and pick up washing machine. And this is going to form the basis of the whole upgrade system in the game. So the way this will work is that you'll pick up, junk like this, and it'll be made of materials like metal and plastic and copper and stuff, and then you'll take that to a recycling center, and they'll turn it into raw materials, and then you take raw materials to factories, and you'll turn them into like pipes and sheets and stuff like that, and then you'll take that back home to your shed. So that'll be the whole upgrade system, just like transporting junk around town, basically. Just give you a quick tour of the downtown area that we've been at. It's pretty cool. Lots of missions down there, so lots of this is still work in progress, but we got lots of rooftop props and stuff, and we're gonna have like rooftop parties and things going on. There's a delivery mission, pizza shop.
We've been working on this downtown area. They were all kind of similarly sized buildings, but developed a system for building more vertical and randomized structures here. So, so they're getting pretty tall. Oh yeah, we added a sun.
Yeah,
I mentioned that on Twitter.
Sun looks really good. And we've got an actual island out here too. So this is like the bay in the game, and we're gonna put stuff to do out here. So like sailboats that'll be sailing around the bay, and cats that are stranded out in the water, and you'll be able to like hover over them and like grab onto the landing gear. Still working on the water a little bit, but it actually looks like water when you go underneath now. And so this is going to be the factory, like industrial area. So after you go and recycle things into raw materials, you take it to one of these factories and turn it into parts. And so you spend lots of time flying, around this bay and over the water and stuff like that. So yeah, I think this is the first time. I don't know. We've been working on the game. It'll be 2 years in July, and just in the last like month or so, it's really come together to the point where it's like a really kind of coherent world that you can fly around, and it mostly works as a game. You got all these little missions and activities and stuff to do, and then just lots of little toys like hot air balloons and stuff like that too. So still got a fire going over there.
Well, I think, are they putting it out? I think somebody was trying to put it out.
Let's see. Oh yeah, they're still working on it. They're not very good at firefighting, but like the water balloon brigade here.
Let's keep popping them on.
They must be keeping it at bay because it's down to
just the tire, I think.
Oh, it's just the tire still.
Yeah.
Help them out a little bit. So one thing John is working on is John's working on just firefighting as like a game system, so it'll acknowledge that you're putting out fires and tell you where fires are located, and we'll probably add like a fire chief or something like that. I don't know what's going on with this fire. It looks like it's just a super hot one or something.
Maybe
I'm on fire too.
I think the bus started on fire.
Oh, did it?
I think so.
Okay, yeah, we got our bus on fire. So apparently I made things worse by coming back over here. So yeah, there's kind of an open question about whether if everything can light on fire, if that's going to affect our ratings or whatever, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Our age ratings.
Yeah. So that's all we've got for now. We'll try to do this a little bit more frequently. I wanted to give a shout out to a few of our new patrons. So Mike, Bree, Skexis, and Justin. Rather jolly if I didn't mention them before. So those are our new patron backers. Really appreciate their help and support. So we are just a quick company update as we're looking for funding for this game. So we're kind of looking at some options there to help us get to early access. But every little bit helps. So if you can swing $5 a month to get on our Patreon and you want to get access to Cats Fly Helicopters beta, or $10 to get access to the tiny games, we definitely appreciate that. I'll put a link in the comments on the YouTube channel too. So, all right, thank you everybody, and we'll talk again soon.